I've been struggling with how to make this video, you know, how to start it. Maybe I should just jump right in immediately and apologize. That's probably the first thing that I should do for the people who have been watching, for all the people who have been seeing all the coverage that I've made on this channel. You know, Marvel Spider-Man 2 was such a big release for this channel, and I know a lot of people have rolled in since that game was announced, and maybe the first thing I need to do here is just say sorry. Sorry, I just, I need my cat for, like, extra sympathy. It's been a really, really tough time, you know, since what has happened, and I've been struggling to figure out a way through it, to figure out a way to get past it, but there's really no way forward. So, let's just come out and say it. As some of you may know, for a little while now over here on this channel, we've been hyping up the possibility that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was going to have DLC, was going to have some post-launch plans, was going to have some sort of content coming out after the launch of the game. I was very adamant that we can expect that to be a thing. And today, well, we lost. I mean, we kind of won, because I know you've already scrolled down and hit the thumbs up button, which is great, but we did lose. Insomniac has given us an answer about DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's not what we wanted to hear. Like I said, you know, we've been speculating for a long while now that there was going to be some sort of post-launch plans for the game. I felt like it was a no-brainer. So many other PlayStation titles have had DLC expansions, and they're smaller titles than Spider-Man 2. Not to mention the first game had a batch of DLC come out. I know Insomniac is very busy, but I also know that Sony wants to get as much out of this game as possible. It's made them so much money. It's sold like crazy. I think well over 11 million copies or something like that. It's absolutely insane how much revenue the Spider-Man games have brought in, and especially Spider-Man 2 for the PS5. Insomniac has been doing a really good job at carrying this latest console generation. They've released a ton of PS5 games since the PS5 dropped back in 2020. But, well, recently, a couple of hours ago, they tweeted out a cool little gif of the Symbiote suit from Marvel Spider-Man 2 with the caption, "Sticks like spaghetti, hashtag Spider-Man 2 PS5. And Jaco B responded to them saying, "Any news on DLC?" Usually they don't respond to tweets like this, because denying or confirming if they're working on anything will get people going crazy, will generate videos like this. But in this instance, they did respond saying, "We don't have anything new to announce." Hold on, let me just adjust my glasses and read that very carefully once again. "We don't have anything new to announce." I'm putting the tinfoil hat back on, ladies and gentlemen. You see, this, for a lot of people, might mean that the confirmation has been brought to us. There is not going to be any DLC for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I personally think that this isn't confirmation of that. They are not explicitly saying that they are not working on DLC for Spider-Man 2. They just said, "We don't have anything new to announce." And the way I interpret this tweet, it means at this current moment. I know I'm coping. I understand it. This is copium. I know you don't even need to tell me. I know, but that's just kind of how it reads to me. You know, usually they wouldn't even respond to tweets like this, and I feel like this is one of those, like, stop asking us about it sort of responses. Insomniac has also been pretty vocal most of the time, responding to a lot of people saying, "Hey, we are hard at work on Marvel's Wolverine." And it very well could be the case that instead of doing a DLC for Spider-Man 2, they put all hands on deck for Wolverine, so then they can get that out the door, maybe even next year. Or who knows, you know, before Marvel Spider-Man 2 came out, there were a lot of rumors and some teasing from people who work at Insomniac that a Venom game could be in the works. Maybe instead of getting a DLC expansion for the game, we are now getting a spin-off Venom game that'll be a bit smaller scale, maybe of the size of something like Spider-Man Miles Morales, and that could come out next year. That way, you know, okay, 2024, Insomniac takes a little bit of a breather. They don't have anything to release, but then next year, they go out guns a-blazing. They have a big release that, yes, is a smaller game, but still, for fans of the Spider-Man franchise and for fans of Venom, would be very exciting. And there is a lot they can pack into a dedicated solo Venom game. They already have some of the little bits in there of how a playable Venom could work. Now you just need to nail down how things like free roaming could work. And I mean, after playing Venom in Marvel Rivals, yeah, just let him web swing, it would look sick. And I've also been saying for a little while now, you know, they were setting up Carnage in Marvel Spider-Man 2. That seemed to be a big loose thread that I was hoping they would wrap up in a neat little bow within Marvel Spider-Man 2. But if they are making a Venom game, that's a great place to wrap up a Carnage storyline. I know a lot of people as well weren't the biggest fan of what they did with Venom and Spider-Man 2, so this could be a really cool way to bring in Eddie Brock, introduce that storyline, give us more of an anti-hero Venom, so then Insomniac can kind of make their cake and have it too. People who like a more villainous Venom can enjoy that in Spider-Man 2. People who like a more anti-hero-ish Venom can enjoy that in a solo game. But seriously though, when I read that tweet, it doesn't directly read as we're not making DLC for Spider-Man 2. I still have even just a tiny sliver of hope. I don't want to get anybody extremely hyped. I do feel bad that maybe I did hype up some people about the possibility of a DLC. Maybe that's not happening anymore, but I'm willing to call Insomniac out on their bluff here. You know, there's a lot of rumors that a PlayStation Showcase is still going to be taking place this year, maybe in September. And if that does end up happening, don't be surprised if we get some sort of announcement from Insomniac to say, hey, new content coming to Marvel Spider-Man 2. And as I've said in a previous video, I fully expect that if we were to get such an announcement, it's probably going to be similar to what they did with God of War Ragnarok's Valhalla DLC. If you remember, back during the Game Awards, they announced that trailer and it was out in a week. It released just about as fast as I imagine you scrolled down and subscribed and turned on those notifications for more Spider-Man content on this channel and in general superhero gaming content. So if we are going to get some sort of a DLC announcement for Marvel Spider-Man 2, if there is going to be a PlayStation Showcase at some point in September or just before the end of the year, I do suspect that it'll be one of those situations similar to that Valhalla DLC for God of War Ragnarok, where they announce it and it's out in a week, or maybe even just a straight up shadow drop. I also think too that maybe if we don't get any new content for the game, that we're probably going to be getting something in terms of free suit updates or just in general more quality of life fixes added in there. One thing that I feel like a lot of us can praise Insomniac for doing with Marvel Spider-Man 2 is listening to the feedback from the community and implementing what they can into the game. New Game Plus came with a lot of quality of life fixes. They've had plenty of updates since then that have done the same. I know there's still some bugs in there that are bothering some people, so I'm sure there's going to be more patches, more bug fixes, and maybe even more quality of life improvements on the way. So while it might not end up happening that we get like an expansion for Marvel Spider-Man 2, we can still expect, and I think it's a safe bet to expect, there's going to be more content coming. And if there is a Venom game on the way, or whenever we hear more about Marvel's Wolverine game, which I am super hyped about, especially after seeing Deadpool Wolverine, I'm all X-Men'd out, you know I will keep you locked right here on this channel. And with that being said, let me now kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think about this news here from Insomniac? Does it bum you out? Were you already kind of expecting this? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.